Welcome to Life Karma. SB here.
BA. Ooh, my voice sounded really cool right there.
That was very cool intro music.
I'm just not as good at that intro, like doing it slow like you do.
Really?
Yeah, maybe next time I have to give you that power back I wanted to try.
You go. Well, welcome everyone. It's great to see you.
Judas. It's been a while.
Acquitted number 2.
You're coming hot, huh?
It's a zinger. Zinger.
This is oh my gosh. So my wife has been celebrating, right? Because it's acquittal number 2. And I'm like, honey, I told you this from the beginning. There was no legal way they were going to impeach him.
Well, it was unconstitutional. Anybody that understands constitutional law knows you can't impeach someone that's out of office already. So that helps. So what I'm confused about is how 7 Republican senators voted to impeach him under no constitutional grounds. Like how?
Because politics aren't. When you set up a court, and I use that term so freaking loosely for the Senate. When you set up an alleged court, then you vote on the rules for that court, and then you vote on how it's going to proceed, and then you vote on who is going to preside over it. That's not a court. That is, I'm going to do what I feel like I want to do. And so you had these Republicans that vote saying that, like Mitt Romney always says, I voted with my conscience, which Mitt, I've looked at your record and your conscience is not predictable. So, and it's never correct every time. Like you're not consistent whatsoever. So don't give me that conscience crap.
What if your conscience tells you to go far away from the facts and reality?
Yeah, then you go with it. That's what he did.
That's really weird.
Listen, I'm not saying what Trump did was right. I'm not saying what Trump, the narcissist, did was it all right, or allegedly did, or did do, or however you want to look at it. But what I'm saying is our politicians are wasting our money, our time, our emotions on stuff that never works. And they know it from the freaking beginning. That's what pisses me off is they know it from the beginning.
Yeah, they don't represent the people anymore.
No. They want to set up a 9/11 type commission to study the insurrection and domestic terrorism. Right. Let me put it this way. Bank of America. Did you see the article on them that they were going through all their lists and sharing information if they have conservatives that they bank with them? I've had a Bank of America credit card for 20 years. My limit's always gone up. It's never gone down.
Right.
It's weird. Just out of the blue, a couple weeks ago, they took my limit down to exactly how much I owed on it, and my credit's never been better.
Okay.
And they sent me a letter saying, hey, we just reviewed your account, and we decided to do this, which hurts my credit. Thank you, Bank of America. You must think I'm a conservative.
Oh, wow, that's weird. You think it was politically motivated?
Oh, absolutely. There's no other reason for it. There is no other banking reason to do what they did to me. To me.
Wow, that's a little weird.
Yeah, whatever.
So what do we want to talk about? Do we want to talk about acquitted the whole time, or?
I don't freaking know. Now I need a massage. Now I need to go to that massage bar in Lehigh again.
Yeah, Kim and I are trying to make an appointment.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's hard to get an appointment there.
That's exciting.
They're so good. They're so busy.
Well, that's why it's hard to get an appointment with Kim. So I put her in charge of making an appointment.
Why is it so hard to get appointments with our wives? I don't know. It's a hot topic.
I'm on a new kick with Miss Kim, and it's called the Quality Time Movement. I'm like, okay. Yeah. A lot of times we're incompatible, but now we need to be more compatible, and we both like quality time. So we're.
What's that mean? What's quality time mean?
That's the whole point. I have to change my definition of what that means.
Well,
quality time for me might mean to do the dishes and clean the kitchen.
Wait, that's your definition?
No, that's hers.
Oh.
So I'm flexible toward her definition.
Us men are always flexible toward the woman's position.
Yeah. Well, if we're not, then
we have no testosterone left.
Yeah, the testosterone's gone. Speaking of testosterone, good grief.
What?
I got some testosterone. I got like a hacky sack full of crap put in my butt cheek, and I'm like, ping, waking up every morning at 5 o'clock. Hey, hello, I must go work out.
Oh, I know. I had that once. I told you this. I gained a ton of weight, but I was hungry all the freaking time.
I'm hungry. I haven't gained weight yet, but I've gained muscle. I've gone from like I've lost 2% of fat and gained 2% of muscle so far.
Why is this always such a battle all the time?
What, weight?
Yes.
Because we're fat men. Because genetics. We're fighting genetics, man. I rode a bike for an hour and a half this morning, and I'm like, I bet you I'll gain 4 pounds tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, whatever.
That's how it works, right?
Yeah.
God, I'm trying to find. I listened to a couple podcasts of Jordan B. Peterson. I wrote down some of his quotes.
Yeah, but this idea of acquitted is interesting.
I don't even know what acquitted. Okay, tell me the first kind of like, when you hear the word acquitted, what does that mean to you?
That you're innocent of charges that were brought against you.
Okay, innocent. Oh, so but it wasn't a court of law.
It was a court of clowns. It was a court of clowns, not a court of law. It absolutely wasted time and energy of the of taxpayers, and it only put headlines in the news media, and like it was a court of clowns, not a legal court. I guess it is a legal court, but
well, no,
it's not a court of law. It's a court of clowns. Maybe I should call this podcast the Court of Clowns.
It is the court of clowns. You know what? Our world is a court of clowns. It really is. Like, think about this.
Well, it's the Machiavellian stuff.
Yes,
Remember that stuff? That book you told me, the 48 Laws of Power?
Yes. That's all it is. It's a made-up world. You know, it's like it's the Matrix.
It's the Matrix.
It legit, like, no, we're not in a computer simulation, but it's.
Are you sure?
I don't know for sure. But we're in a type of matrix. Think about it. We're not truly free in this country because we pay taxes. So you pay
taxes. As I've been reminded this week, as I'm meeting with my accountants tomorrow, I'm praying to the good Lord that I can receive more than I pay, or just get some money back. Good grief!
You still get money. Isn't that crazy though? Think about the concept here. I'm really trying to. I've tried to deeply think about the concept that we've made in America of taxation and true freedom, because we're not truly free. The fact that we don't quite ever follow the law exactly, number one. Number two, you pay taxes and then people that you've elected get to spend it however they want. It's a little weird. And then we don't get to catch them unless they themselves create a commission to check themselves.
Yeah, something's not right there.
No, it's like a never-ending circle of lies and corruption and power.
Well, taxes need to happen because we need infrastructure, we need roads, we need schools. Those things are legitimately reasons for a tax base.
They are, but here's the problem with it is, let's say, for instance, we live in Kaysville, right? And we want to have nice roads. Well,
we don't have nice roads. We have better roads. A freaking nightmare road. Sunset was a nightmare. It's better now.
It's better.
They've just spent 4 years working on it.
But let's say, for example, Kaysville needed new roads. Is it really hard that they put that up for a vote? And if you vote yes, then you have to give a certain amount of money or percentage of your whatever. That type of taxation. Instead, they take to begin with, and then they decide what they're going to do.
Yeah, they divvy it up, and they have the power because they have control of the money.
Correct. And
it's all a power grab.
It's so funny when they're...
That's why it's a court of clowns right there.
Yeah. Well, when they say your tax return, it's like...
No,
you stole my money. You kept my money. I overpaid. Now you're giving it back to me without interest. Like, excuse me? Because when I keep my money from the government, I have to pay them back with interest.
But they don't pay you back with interest.
Right, but allegedly they work for me?
They don't. That sounds like clown college.
That is clown 101.
That's serious, some clown college, some court of clowns.
Wait a minute. I've never seen a check cashed faster than when I send in my taxes.
They just cash that stuff and put away the money.
I'm going to find that quote on freedom in the Matrix.
Freedom in the Matrix. Well, I think sometimes it's not a funny court of clowns. I think it's a horror movie.
It's
like a horror clown. Is it a satire?
It's like a Kurt Vonnegut book.
Kurt Vonnegut, yes.
Slaughterhouse. Yeah, it's exactly what it is.
Ooh.
It's a satire. Like, I don't know why Kurt Vonnegut has wrote anything on this anyways. Oh, man, I don't know why. I mean, it just pisses me off so bad. I get so
fired up. You go, man. Let me bring it.
The form of government is completely backwards. And then you donate to, of course, when you donate to political parties, it's a tax write-off. Think about how messed up that is.
Okay, so if our system is so bad, tell me a better system than our system.
To have them the least amount, the government, the least amount in your life. I get that we need infrastructure. I get that we need police. I get that we need a military. But do we need to give 15 million to Pakistan? Do we need to give billions to Iran? Do we need to do all those things?
Well, the current group in power would say yes, 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 because that's the least we can do. Now, Trump,
what's that mean?
That strategy you're suggesting aligns more with Trump's policies.
No, I don't think so. I think Trump wants to take also.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think they all do. I mean, listen, Trump, what they say, he raised over $45 million from the time he lost the election until January 20th from his constituents. And now that's going to his legal bills for the impeachment.
Yeah. Have you ever heard the song by Barbra Streisand, Send in the Clowns? That could be the theme song for our politicians. Send in the clowns.
Oh my gosh, it's so great. Here we go.
Okay.
I think
Jordan Peterson quote here.
No. This is Morpheus from Matrix. First.
Okay, Morpheus. Take the red pill or the blue pill?
Yeah, exactly.
Lose your mind. Okay, let's go.
Well, these are some fun quotes here.
Morpheus.
So I could talk about these forever.
Okay.
I'm trying to find the freedom one, but I'm going to start you off with this one.
Okay. I'm ready.
So good. The Matrix is a system. That system is our enemy. But when you're inside, you look around, what do you see? Businessmen, teachers, lawyers, carpenters. The very minds of the people we are trying to save. But until we do, these people are still part of that system that makes them our enemy. You have to understand, most of these people are not ready to be unplugged. And many of them are so inert, so hopelessly dependent on the system that they will fight to protect it.
Okay, that's talking in circles quite a bit.
It is, but think about it. Like you look at your fellow men around you, and you know there's a better way. You know whether it's religiously, meditation, peace, happiness. I mean, think about the things you get from just turning off the TV and stop watching certain things. The peace,
just to breathe.
Yes, that freedom. But a lot of those people that you want to have their eyes opened would fight to protect the system that they're in. Because they don't want to have to critically think or get out of the system when they think it's working for them.
Okay. So is this like the haves have more and the have-nots have not more?
No, I think this is a little bit more of, how do I put this? It's like there's a better way to do things, but if you're too dependent on the system, for instance, if you really believe a tax return is a gift from the government, then your eyes are not open and you don't realize that the government just got to hold your money for a year and you got nothing in return.
So there's a few things I'm really afraid of. And I was talking to Kim about this. One is the tax commission. The other one is police officers and the other one is failure. So, whenever I have like tax problems or cop problems, I panic. And I think it's probably connected to my childhood because
yeah, I'm sure
cops were busting in our doors and arresting my parents.
Yeah.
Some trauma connected to that. And taxes, because I just feel powerless. Like, if the IRS comes and audits your ass, I just feel powerless in those kind of situations. And I don't want to feel that way.
But that's exactly, I think in a way though, that's exactly how we're meant to feel. Is powerless. I think they want, when I say the government right now doesn't realize who we are.
Liberals would call us the deplorables, but we don't shop at Walmart that much. My wife shops at Walmart, I guess, but I don't shop there.
Yeah, but what's wrong? Walmart, this gets me on capitalism, right? It gets me to the, it's like, I don't know how to explain this, but it's, if we're the deplorables, those that want more freedom, less government, why is more government, less freedom a better situation? I've never had someone explain that to me in a coherent, intelligent way that makes any sense.
Yeah, well, I mean, originally, I think the idea of our founding fathers was, let's get really educated, hardworking, mature, wise men who make better decisions for the collective than the collective themselves, than a democracy. So we actually have a democratic republic, right? So
Yes.
this is the idea
republic for sure. Yes.
So we have people like more like in Rome and the Roman Empire, where people represented the best of the people. And then we have an element that is popular, but it's become like just a clown college. And what is, I actually probably just espouse less government control and less tax and more freedom. I'm sort of probably fiscally pretty conservative that way, but a lot of people, I remember when Kim and I were first married, we had some friends that were physicians. They were very successful, brilliant people. They did their internship at the Mayo Clinic, and they really knew their stuff, man. They're just bright people. And they were pretty liberal. And I said, I remember we had dinner with them one time. We got in a big argument. I said, free will, man. Like, get off your butt and make something happen. And they would just talk about all these people with all these deplorable conditions and situations. And I'm like, yeah, I understand that. I understand that completely. And I'm like, so that all happened to me. And I'm living in a nice house with a nice wife. And I got a graduate degree and we got kids and I'm insured and I'm paying my bills and drive nice cars and we're doing pretty good. And they say, yeah, Sam, but you're one in a million. And I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with anything? You know, this idea of taking initiative, hard work, being focused and driven, having your own, taking a chance and taking gambles and moving forward. That's what life's about. And they just thought I was just such the rare bird. And I'm like, no, I'm not the rare bird. Anyone could have done what I did. Well, from a principle standpoint.
Saying you're one in a million is like a compliment and it's a sad reality.
Yeah, because, so I made it out.
Right.
Yeah, but I made it out because of the good Lord and because I worked hard and a few people reached out and up and across and helped me.
Right. You made it out. You've been through everything I can think of that is possibly bad and more, and you made it out. But then people say, well, you're one in a million. It's like, is that a compliment or is that saying that that's still a reason to not have more freedoms?
What it is like people need more help, and I'm like, I help people every day. Like I'm always doing something for people.
To a fault.
Yeah, exactly. Because you remind me of that every week.
Sam has the good heart.
Oh my gosh!
I have the bad one.
I tell Kim, I'm like, I need to be more ruthless and just demand stuff. I need to be less abundant, and then I'll make more. And
I need to be more of a mean person like Brian.
Brian's not mean; he's really nice, but he's just highly driven about certain other things that make him very successful.
I told someone this weekend, I just figured the more money I made, the more people I could help. It was never.
That's true. That's a true statement.
Yeah, it was never the more money I make, the more I'll have. It was the more money I make, the more people I can help.
I've had that kind of, I initially started my career, chasing the dream and making more money because I wanted nice things. These days, I guess because I have nice things, I want to make money to be self-reliant so I can do whatever God wants me to do and help people. And that's really my motivation. And I don't want for much.
No, but that goes back to the clowns, right? Like the clowns are taking, it's like the biggest money scheme of all time. They are taking from the American people and doing whatever the frick they want with it. It's like they're not helping. Why are we not taking the billions of dollars we spend overseas and just like helping the homeless here? Helping the less fortunate. How about we do some more scholarships for minorities? How about we do some more Boys and Girls Clubs? How about we do something that helps the people here? Yeah. Since the money is generated here, why don't we help people here first?
This is my but it's funny you should bring that up because this is my high horse, man. I am so passionate about that. We have 500,000 kids in foster care. We have most of those kids, 30, 40,000 of them age out every year. And we lose track of them, and no one knows where they go. Yep. You know where they go? They go to prison, they go to the streets, yep. They go to homeless, or they go insane. And if they're insane, half of them go to prison, because that's where you end up. Yep. And I'm like, we could solve that problem tomorrow.
Yes.
That's a problem right now. We could help 30 or 40,000 kids get acclimated, get self-reliant, get adjusted, and we could help them tomorrow. But no, we're too busy trying to help other nations. And I'm like, we got plenty of poverty problems here. Yeah. We talk about rescuing people in different countries from sex trafficking and all these kinds of things. Guess what? We have sex trafficking right here in the United States. We have kids that need help right now. We have kids that are behind in school right now. In your communities, in your cities, in your state and local areas, people need help right now. And instead of sending money abroad and giving to these great organizations worldwide, just give to your local charities, because they'll do the real work. They're the ones that are going to make it happen. That is far more a better usage of the abundance you have than going to other countries.
They still have to pay their taxes. That's my point. Is like, they're paying taxes and then we're giving to charities. Why is the government, who has a surplus, most of the time it's over the pandemic when they keep taking money from the...
It's print money.
Yeah. Well,
you want to talk about fiscally being in clown college? That's clown college finance 101. Let's just print money and give it to people, because we'll just blow up the deficit bigger than ever. That's a freaking clown factory. That's clown factory. That's funny money.
It's funny money. That's why the rich people are so pissed right now, is because inflation's not happening. And they depend on inflation, because then their debt is worth less and their assets are worth more.
Right.
And I heard, was it JP Morgan at Chase Bank? Don't correct me if I'm wrong, but I pretty much, I think it was him or it was someone else, anyways, said that we need to get back to inflation 2% at least a year.
What the hell? Why do we need inflation?
Because they have debt and they need more assets to pay off the debt, more valuable assets. It's a clown. It's like paint your face and become a clown.
You know what? I'm going to add clown. I'm only going to magician school and clown college.
Oh my gosh!
It's like let's just do smoke and mirrors and make everybody laugh.
It's true. It's freaking true.
It's like puppet 100%. Clown college. It's like all these puppets. Oh my gosh. You don't think our current administration are a bunch of puppets? They're puppet clown college. And there's some people, high elites, that are doing the puppeteering, and it would be nice to figure out who those people are.
Well, this is the whole point. Ted Cruz introduced a bill for term limits on the Senate and Congress.
Amen.
But guess who votes on them? The Senate and Congress.
They're not going to vote for that. Matter of fact, if you did that one thing,
I'll take
Congress to 2 terms, Senate to 1 term.
I'll even let you have 2 terms in Senate.
Okay, 12 years and 4 years. That's it. And you have to go home. Yeah. Then you have to go home.
You get your full retirement, by the way. I double checked. You get your full retirement.
Yeah, so you don't have to worry about... Yeah. You don't have to worry about, having lifetime health care and retirement, because you'll never have to want for money again. You can still go back home and live a life of Riley, right? But no, you have to be there for 38 years and 28 years and 26 years. And it's a bunch of crap. You lose every year you stay in office. Listen to this. This is how big a clown college this is. Congressmen, senators, and politicians. Every year you stay in office after the first few years, guess what? It's the law of diminishing returns. Mm-hmm. And you lose connection and you lose connectivity to the constituents and the people.
Yep.
And the longer you go, the more disconnected you are, right? Look at Nancy Pelosi. She's completely disconnected to real people.
Absolutely.
Right? It's ridiculous. Even the minority leader in the Senate, Mitch McConnell, he's completely disconnected with constituents. It's ridiculous on both sides, and it's a court of clowns and clown college.
Dude, I'm gonna read this quote then by Morpheus again on Matrix.
More Morpheus.
Yeah, because this goes with it. He says, what is real? How do you define real? If you're talking about what you can feel, what you can smell, what you can taste and see, then real is simply electrical signals interpreted by your brain.
Well, yeah, your reality is different than my reality.
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
Your truth is different than my truth.
But what's real? Real is what we decide is real.
This is a board.
What color is that?
I don't know. Our sound effects aren't working.
No, they're not. Or they're not turned up.
There we go. That's real. Is that real or is that funny?
Yeah.
that real? Are we? You're not hearing anything. This is nothing. This is nothing.
Yeah,
this is not rock and roll.
You're making things up. You did not hear anything.
There was nothing. You didn't hear anything? I didn't hear anything. Did you hear anything?
No,
I heard nothing.
I heard nothing.
Nothing.
In fact, when I get a massage, I don't feel anything.
Yeah, that's clown music right there.
Oh my gosh. I'm just in.
We're on one today.
Yeah, it's just
it's crazy.
It is. It's just like the more I realize the world around me, I'm like, what the frick are we doing?
I don't know.
Like, really, I don't know the whole purpose of everything. I don't know anymore.
So you have no answers.
Of course not. I don't like to have answers.
Okay. My answer is love.
Holy hell.
The answer is love. Look for the good, people.
Good. I'm glad you brought that up, by the way.
Jordan Peterson has something about love,
I
doesn't
just love that you brought up love, because that
Okay.
means I get to bring up aliens.
You do. And love. You
It's
can
like
love
one for
aliens
one.
if you want.
It's like one for one.
If there were aliens, I love them because
Okay.
I love all beings.
So,
Light and energy.
as reported.
Intelligence, light, energy, wisdom, knowledge, truth, and power.
As
I love them.
reported. It says the Pentagon admits it has been testing wreckage from UFO crashes, and findings may change our lives forever, experts say. That was on the Drudge Report connected to the U.S. Sun.
Okay, Sun. The Sun magazine. Isn't that like a...
No, it's not the National Enquirer or anything
Okay,
that kind of crap.
I'm going to say. Okay.
But hey, they've been testing alien wreckage.
Of course.
Of course, we don't talk about it.
No.
Because
Alien wreckage.
instead, we want to fight about whether we should be doing the Pledge of Allegiance or the national anthem at the frickin' basketball games.
Oh, but the NBA, with their viewership down 40%, now they're getting patriotic all of a sudden. They want to have the national anthem before every game. That's a clown school. That's clown school if I've ever seen one.
Oh my gosh.
That's ridiculous.
They want to sell out their suites again.
Right, of course.
Weird.
Yeah.
What's wrong with having pride about the country you live in? I get that there's some things that are messed up. Other people might believe in different things that are messed up about our country. But what's wrong with having some pride?
Yeah, I think we should be proud to be Americans. But Americans aren't proud to be Americans anymore because of the court of clowns and the clown school.
Because they have no adversity.
We have adversity.
Not
We have adversity against each other because we're bored.
because of social media.
Yeah.
But I guess let me give an example here. Whenever I get in the car when it's just me and Brooks, and this is my 8-year-old child, he talks my ear off constantly. Like I can't, one, get a word in, two, even hear anything other, anything and everything he's talking to me. Okay. So we pull up to a corner and I see a guy holding a sign, homeless. It's snowing. And I have this feeling, give him some cash. Have Brooks give it to him because he's on Brooks's side. So I give Brooks a $10.
Were you in the Raptor or
was
the
in the
Porsche?
Raptor.
Okay.
Jeez. As soon as I say homeless, you say that.
No, it's good. Keep going. I didn't mean to interrupt.
I don't know what's real. Maybe it's not even a real car.
Maybe it's not. Maybe it was President Biden, not a homeless person.
You know, that was a really good comment, but I don't like it.
Sorry. Sorry. Keep going with your point. I'm sorry. I totally interrupted you.
But you know what's funny about that? Is I would have said the same damn thing.
You would have. I've been hanging around you too much. You teach me all this crap. You're the reason I'm such a cynical bastard.
I would have said the same freaking thing. So,
Anyway,
Brooke rolls down the window, gives him a $10 bill. And I said to the guy, thank you for your service, because he was holding up a sign that he was a veteran.
Mm-hmm.
Brooks rolls his window back up, and Brooks is literally quiet, mouth shut. His eyes are somewhere else. He's deeply thinking
deep in that thought.
for 8 minutes.
Wow, that's a big deal.
It's huge. And I said, Brooks, what are you thinking? And this was his comment. That felt right.
Oh, good. Charity.
That
That's
felt
good.
right.
Charity can feel good.
And I said, don't you love that feeling when you actually get something right?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't happen often.
Doesn't. That's a good teaching moment.
Yes. Well, I mean, yes, but it was amazing. You know what this is like when you see your child's eyes taking in the deeper meaning of something.
Sure. Yeah.
And it's only through life experience. Now that was real, in my opinion.
It wasn't the Matrix.
That was
that was not clown college either. It was not a court of clowns, not clown college. It was a real
You need to
help.
watch. Yes.
Help someone in need.
But it was one of the right ways to do it. There are
like
many
that.
ways. But giving our money to a government that doesn't serve our people is not the right way. Now I'm not inciting rioting or blah, blah, blah. I want some people to like stand up to who they vote for and tell them what is right for your country, your state, your county, your city. That's what America's built on. Let's take care of our people first.
Right, I agree with that.
Man, I got fired up.
You and me both. We were both a little on our little platforms there.
I'll tell you what, though, that Raptor Porsche comment was freaking funny.
It was funny. It was really.
dang.
You know,
I was
Porsche.
I was like, oh. that's
Raptors
bad.
are 87,000 new. The Porsches are like $130,
Here we go.
200 G's just in automobiles.
Here we go again.
He has 2 other ones that he parks in his house.
I
So
don't have anything.
nothing you
it's
have,
real.
it's all God's. It's like
Nothing's real.
because you love the Lord, it's all the Lord's.
Technically, it's the government's if I don't pay my taxes.
Right, because they'll just come and throw you in debtor's prison. I'm sure Biden and those guys want to bring back debtor's prison. Oh, what do you think of this idea of if you own firearms that Biden's group's going to tax you? You're gonna have to pay an additional $800 to keep your firearms.
Exactly.
How can they do that? How can that even be possible?
That's called taxation. It's the same reason they struck out the part of Obamacare that you had to pay an extra $500 if you didn't have health insurance on your taxes. Do you remember that back in the day?
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
It got struck down by the Supreme Court. Did you get a refund of $500? I don't think I got a refund.
I didn't either.
Oh, that's
I didn't
weird.
get a refund.
Go ahead, tax us, Biden. We're going to keep our guns. But guess what? That's a tax, and so it will be struck down. It's not a fee. It's not a fine, because you can't do that. It's a tax for sure. Good luck.
Tax, but they'll go to the clown court, and the clowns will make up clown laws and clown things that are not constitutional to try to manipulate the people into doing what they want them to do because they think we're a bunch of idiots.
Yep, and then we'll use tax money to go fight it in the Supreme Court and private money, and then it will get struck down, and then Biden will say, "Oops, I tried. Oops, I tried.
Oops.
Oops." Like, oh, guys,
Does he even know what oops means? I think I don't even know.
We tried to impeach Trump again, so please donate to my political so I can run again because I will do what's right. What the frick is right? What is right? What is real? I don't even know what's right.
Well, you do. You just taught us what's right with
I do know some things are right,
Brooks.
but our government and our society gets us wrapped up in so many things trying to define a thing as right or wrong when it really has no definition.
So I work with companies all the time, helping them get clear on their objectives and helping people find their leverage and accomplishing their goals regardless of their circumstance. And the interesting thing is we call this process clear, and the idea here is to keep you focused on the things that matter most. And it's a methodology, and it's a human performance improvement system that keeps people focused. And what it does is it inoculates you against distractions. Distractions are what destroy companies. Distractions destroy families. They destroy people. They destroy cities. They destroy countries. And the idea here is that we are being so distracted by our politicians and their petty platforms and their clown college and circus frickin' courts that everyone's distracted and everyone's polarized, and we need to be unified. You know, we need to be unifiers, right? And build, not dividers and destroy. So when you divide and conquer, you divide and destroy. When you unify, you build. And not a damn politician, not one person, not one single solitary damn person has a platform that is unifying this country, unifying the people, unifying states, unifying everybody. And that's a freaking call to action because it is a crock of shit that you can't be unifiers when you're paid and elected to do so. Paid and elected to avoid the distractions and do the things that are most important to your taxpayers and to the country and to the citizens of this country. I'm going to be quiet now. I was on a hell bent right there, man. I was like out of my mind.
But it's true. And that begs the question is, why are they doing what they're doing? Why?
For their own benefit and gain.
Right. And so
for their own purpose.
So that's why I always tell people, what is the person next to you in work doing what they're doing for? What is the person, you know, that you're, it's like in a basketball game. I tell my kids all the time, why does that person keep going with their right hand? Why do they not switch to their left? Because they're weak with their left. So make them go left. Do you see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. Well, I mean, Simon Sinek wrote a great book called Start With Why.
Yeah.
Right? It's just like our politicians and government officials and elected officials need to understand why they are in government.
Yeah.
You think Mitt Romney represents the constituents that elected him? Absolutely not. It's ridiculous.
He represents his own conscience.
Yeah. Well, it's like, okay, you're elected to represent your people, not your conscience.
No.
And and you're really inconsistent.
But yeah, no, he's the.
I'm sorry.
He goes with what he believes is possible.
I don't know him personally. I'm sure he's a really good dude, but I'm like,
Are you sure? I'm not sure.
yeah, well, that's because I look for good and you look for bad. Because I'm a hopeful kind of love guy, and you're like a skeptic, which I love. This is why we have a good podcast.
I had a recent high school graduate ask me, like, hey, you know, like, you like being a lawyer? And he's like, because I'm thinking maybe go to college, be a lawyer. And I'm like, there's no faith for humanity. And he's like, what? I said, there's no faith for humanity. He's like, oh, it made you like that? Like it makes you feel that way? I'm like, I'm not feeling it anyway. I'm just telling you the truth. Like,
I think I was going to go to law school. That was my lifelong dream. Yeah. And I had the opportunity. And I think if I would have, dude, I would have ruined my life.
Yeah, God loves you a lot more than he loves me.
No, I think you were meant to go to law school. I think you were meant to go to law school.
Oh, I don't think so.
I went to business school. You went to law school.
I have no idea what I was meant to do. I know what I am.
No, you know what you're meant to do. You do it every day.
Create havoc.
Yeah, you're meant to create havoc.
Yeah,
and
chaos.
you're meant to.
Maybe is there a Greek
raise
god
your
of
family.
chaos?
Yeah,
maybe I was that in a past life.
The Greek god of chaos. We should look at. I'm sure
there's got to be, right?
Hades, wasn't he the god of
the
chaos?
Devil.
The devil. He's the darkness and chaos. That's Hades, man.
Do you want to hear something that sounds blasphemous, but it's not?
Okay. Sure.
God is not the creator of good, and the devil is not the creator of evil.
No, you talked to me about this, and I think you've convinced me.
Yes.
The good and evil have always existed, but God just channels good, and the devil channels evil.
Do you think I'll get excommunicated for saying that?
No.
Okay.
Isn't there doctrine stuff that supports that?
I don't know. You do. Doctrine always seems to change.
Well, until it doesn't.
A little sidebar there.
Okay. Yeah.
If we had a sound effect for like a knife cutting something right there. This is like bam.
No, you're speaking for yourself, not for any collective body.
Oh, frick no. Yeah, I'm always speaking
just
for myself.
Your opinion.
I don't speak for anybody. Trust me.
Well, you speak for yourself.
I speak for myself if I really exist.
Yeah, well, you could be in the Matrix being harvested for energy. That notion by itself is sort of.
Ooh, this is a good one. We can never see past the choices we don't understand.
Ooh.
We can never see past the choices we don't understand.
Awareness. Mm-hmm. Ignorance, I like to say ignorance is the enemy of choice and change. Awareness is the beginning of wisdom, light, and knowledge. And you have to have desire to gain awareness. You don't have to have desire to be ignorant. You can just be ignorant. As they say in the South, you can be ignorant. That boss ignorant. He's ignorant over there.
I mean, how many... When do we ever really stop, though, and think about I have this choice. What is the big picture here?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm just busy trying to do what I was compelled to do, what I feel like my mission and vision is here on this earth life. I'll tell you this, 40 minutes has blown by. It's been full of outrageous comments by both you and myself. Yelling. I was like super intense, man.
You were super intense. I love it.
It's all about the court of clowns.
I loved it. I just wanted to be like, I wanted to take the opposite side, but I couldn't because I agreed with your side a little too much. But I was like,
yeah, you didn't blow me up. I was really surprised. I was ready for you to blow me up, but I think we're politically a little bit more similar than we think.
I know. I'm libertarian. Just get the stay in my life so that we don't have chaos, but don't stay in my life, government, to go out and have fun pet projects with your homie from college to make sure he gets the contract to build the streets.
Or your son to make millions, hundreds of millions of dollars or whatever.
And then write a novel about crack cocaine, probably.
Yeah. Well, if you just moved to Oregon and you can do crack and heroin and everything now because it's all decriminalized and you can just do whatever you want.
Those pictures weren't taken in Oregon.
Oh, okay. Just checking. Okay, so what we got to give some people hope. We got to give them some kind of call to action. What do we do about the clown college, the court of clowns, this kind of representation without really connection to the base? What do we tell people?
I give them a challenge.
What's the challenge?
Spend 1 hour a month researching either a social, political issue in America and what you think should be done with that issue, and talk to people about it.
Right. Here's my challenge. Be the change you want to see in the world. Quoting Gandhi. That's what Gandhi said, right? So if you're not happy with the way your government is representing you, run for a government office. Do something about it.
How do I stop paying taxes? Because I want to be
fake your own death. You die before you die. Like you go to the psychedelic sacrament and
you can't die till you're willing to die.
Well, you can die before you die if you do the psychedelic sacrament.
Well, it depends on what is real and if you're in the Matrix.
That's mushrooms. That can do it. Well, it's good to spend time with you in this crazy podcast. Yes, the Court of Clowns. What a psychedelic wild week this was.
Oh, let's see if I can turn up the music.
There we go. This time. You got this?
God, that feels like the Matrix.
It does.
Be real.
Be real. Life Karma out.
Peace out.
Have a great week.
Make a change.